The year was 2012, and the famous online game Club Penguin had reached an enormous sum of registered accounts. Seeing this, Lance Preeb and Lane Merrifield, the game's makers, needed new ideas for the following events of the game, since several parties such as the Water Medieval Party were almost equal to those of past years. I was a programmer for Online Studios Disney in Canada, studies that were developed and distributed to Club Penguin. I enjoyed watching all these people work since I have always loved children, cartoons, and MMORPGs, and Club Penguin was a beautiful combination of them. It happens that one day Lane Merrifield sent me the following letter. "I'll see you tomorrow in my office. Sincerely, Billy Bob." Billy Bob was his penguin's name. It made me excited, and the next morning I was with him in his studies. In his office were 5 other people for my meeting. Merrifield said they were preparing the supposedly best event that the game has had, and while that party was scheduled for the following year, needed to prove once and for all if something needed fixing or something they needed to destroy. Merrifield told 6 of us to give it a try on a private server called Come Play. Also mentioned was that the server will only be open at midnight. According to him, it could be entered through any computer by searching for the deeper on the web, also known as Deep Web, and to avoid anyone other than the 6 of us. We needed to connect during an hour where almost no one goes to that part of the web. I asked Lane if it was the Club Penguin beta, where they test minigames, but he told me it was very different than that. After all that explaining, he gave us a sheet where it came with a link. 10 minutes before midnight, I decided to connect. My wife slept in our bedroom, and I was on the computer in the other room. I wrote in the left navigation bar. Immediately, my computer's antivirus detected a threat. I did not care and continued to reach a page similar to Club Penguin's homepage. It had a blog with no paragraphs, things to do, partners, etc. I then saw the play button next to them. I gave it a click and spawned in with my penguin. Yes, I have one. And when you reach the part of choosing a server, I saw that there was only one, which was Come Play, just as Mr. Lane Merrifield said. When I entered the server, the game's speed was slower than normal. My penguin appeared in the middle of the town where the dance, coffee, and clothing store was. I realized that there were no icons for the newspaper or moderators, but only the chat, spy phone, and map were shown. Another strange thing is that it was not decorated, since it was supposedly a celebration, and every party here has decorations. The only thing special I saw was that the sky was cloudy and a part of it was night. For some strange reason, this place was badly drawn, as if it was done by hand, and the image quality was terrible. It only had my normal penguin, however, it appeared with a sad face in its player card. As I saw no one connected yet, I decided to walk around the island. However, all the rooms had a terrible quality and were done by hand, similar to the town. It was terrible among the buildings and were as bad as outside. I also tried to play several minigames like catching waves. However, there was some kind of bug that prevented me from playing them. Anyway, I decided to go to my igloo, which was completely empty. I did not have my puffles and my furniture. It kind of bothered me a bit, but then I decided to return to the city. I was surprised to see that no one had arrived yet, thinking maybe I should disconnect. But then something strange happened. My spy phone rang, and it made me discover an anonymous message saying, "Come to the EPF." Surely they already arrived, I thought. When I reached the EPF hangout, strange things started happening. I saw written in red on the walls saying, "Come play," and an arrow pointing to the door that I had never seen before. The room was much too slow to load, and I wish they had never added it because I saw something horrible. The room was dark, and there was a door to take me back to the EPF. Only one door led me to an even deeper room, showing "Come play" written above, not making me desire to go there. That strange room was darker than the previous one, but I reached the other 5 penguins sent by Lane, who were drawn in a horrific way, mutilated in a pool of blood. I was so stupid I decided to click on one of them. In his player card was the image of the penguin's owner, shown eyeless, skinned, and lying in a kind of asphalt. I wanted to throw up, and as I closed the player card, I clicked the rest. They contain images of aborted fetuses, dead children, and abused animals, combined with characters in Club Penguin, dead and covered in blood. I could see Rockhopper, Antarctic, Rookie, Cadence, Sensei, the Penguin Band, and others. Everyone seemed to have been killed horribly. I came across one of the player cards showing Gary, who had a smile. Not evil, just average. Gary was full of blood, and on the wall of his laboratory wrote, "Come play." Gary looked at me and started branching out towards me. I then decided to unplug my computer. I went outside for some fresh air. Big mistake. I heard my wife scream, and I ran into my house to see what happened. Unfortunately, it was too late. My wife was dead, and her blood had written on the wall, "Come play." I assumed the murderer had fled out the window. I decided to call the police. As the officers arrived, I told them the truth. It made it look like a bloody madhouse. Since then, I keep dreaming of that event that happened, and that damn picture of Gary with the phrase, "Come play." Even though I escaped from that site, I still didn't know anything about what happened to the 5 others that should have been online. All I know was that Lane Merrifield had resigned from Club Penguin. Where the hell could they have been?